This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
Let it snow, let it snow. Have you looked outside your window yet? My goodness. Jeff Martinez is going to break down the latest on the winter storm that's blanketing the valley right now this morning. How about those roads? We're going to check on those for you as well. Make sure you stay safe on your way to work today. And the effects of this bitter cold on your home. We'll tell you some ways to prevent your pipes from freezing this morning. Channel 2 News Storm Watch tops your news right now. It is Tuesday, December 30th, 2014. Good morning. I'm Andy Guevara.
And I'm John Potter. If you don't leave for work early, that drive to work is going to wake you up this morning. Slippery out there. Let's get the latest on real winter weather finally. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, definitely. Snow-packed roads all across the valley floors here in town, John and Andy. So give yourself extra time, as you said. And even in Carson City, many of the valley areas picking up some snow. Carson City, a good 3 to 4 inches of snow fell overnight and still coming down out there. This photo from Nina, Nina Marvell in Carson City taking that. Let's take the maps and show you these photos. Carson City there, and look at Dayton. It was really coming down in Dayton, about 4 to 5 inches down there. Eliza Duran taking that one. All right, let's go and take a look outside right now. A number of accidents being reported. We have one in Carson City, I-580 northbound. Also South Meadows, I-580 at South Meadows northbound. There's an accident there with some damage. McCarran at Kitski blocking the 2nd and 3rd lanes. Accident with damage there. And also at Fallon, Lovelock Highway at Rice, and 395 southbound at Panther Valley. So all around town, look out for some slow going this morning. Taking a look at the radar, we're still getting some snow moving into the area. Kind of an unusual system for us, an inside slider we call it. We don't see it very often, but when we do, this is when we get the snow on our side of the mountains. Winds are coming in out of the northeast, driving in that snow, even some Lake of Hants snow coming off Pyramid Lake. So look out for that. We can see another 1 to 4 inches around the area. This is moving from the north to the south, and look at all of the chain controls and four-wheel drive requirements in effect across the area. So your temperatures today will be very cold, only in the 20s throughout the day today, and then the winds will pick up. To add insult to injury to that, 40 to maybe 50 mile-an-hour gusts by this afternoon and evening. So a very windy day to go along with mid-20s for highs. We'll talk more about your forecast in just a few minutes, but stay safe out there. John and Andy, back to you.
All right, thanks for that. Well, Jeff just mentioned about some of the highways and closures and stuff like that. We're going to take a closer look at some of the city streets, too.
Yeah, we're going to send it out to Landon Miller, who's been outside since 4:15 this morning. How many layers, Landon?
Oh, man, I got a lot of layers on this morning, John. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up top. You don't want to know how many below. Take a look at the roads this morning. Yeah, people are doing relatively good, but we have seen a lot of people sliding out here at the intersection of 9th and Virginia Streets this morning. We do have another snowplow coming up our way here for our producer, Jonathan. He told me, get a snowplow, get a snowplow. So ladies and gentlemen, we do have a snowplow, but while you're driving up, just want to let you know that all the roads underneath, yeah, they're really dirty or icy. Let's see if we can make them honk. Honk, 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 honk. Woo! Yeah, we got them to honk, ladies and gentlemen, but point is that it's very slick out here this morning, and like I was saying, underneath the snow is a little bit of ice. So make sure you take your time, give yourself plenty of distance as you participate in your morning commute, guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and this is one corner, but most of the city streets look like that this morning.
No, exactly. And why we're out here this morning, too, is because there's a lot of hills over here. And that's where we're seeing a lot of people slide out this morning is they're trying to take turns a little too quickly. And even if they're slamming on their brakes, you don't want to do that. You always want to keep your tires in motion as much as you can to avoid those spin outs.
So it's like walking slippery out there where you are, too.
A little bit.
Okay.
I've slipped a couple of times, but you can take a look. It's not too bad. But
oh, you got some
all
moves.
in all, we're having fun out here.
You got some moves
do you
there,
like
my
those
man.
moves?
And you're very
got the moves
honkable.
like Jagger.
Very honkable person. Thanks, Landon.
All right, thanks for those tips.
I don't know if that's a word, but anyway, we have some school delays to tell you about this morning. St. John's Children's Center is on a 1-hour delay, and Pebbles Preschool, that's on Vista, closed today. Yeah. Now, these plunging temperatures can really take a toll on our homes.
Right. Many local plumbers fear that these cold temperatures overnight may add a lot of frozen pipe calls to their job list today. And to prevent seeing your pipes from freezing this week, they say insulate any exposed pipes you have, even the ones in the garage, and also keep your house warm.
If you're going to be gone for an extended amount of time, you want to make sure the temperature in the house is at least 55 degrees.
Now, as for those indoor pipes, like the ones under your kitchen sink, they suggest you can leave the cabinet doors open. That'll let the heat in.
55 degrees, that's
cold.
Expensive.
Yeah.
And for those without homes, this could also be life-threatening. We're talking about the cold. So the City of Reno, Washoe County, and Catholic Charities teamed up to open a winter overflow shelter. This shelter has beds for about 100 people. Those who can't fit into the main shelters on Record Street are bussed in every night here. Meanwhile, caseworkers try to find people more permanent housing.
We know that there are some people that are always going to be homeless, but most of the homeless people really want to improve their life situation. And so this gives us an avenue to jump in and start to help that process.
Well, the overflow shelter is open every night, and that is going to be from November until March. Open now.
And in Money Watch this morning, the Department of Employment, Training and Rehabilitation reported the Silver State's private sector job growth is actually among the highest in the country. Jobs in the private sector grew by 3.7% in the first 6 months of 2014, and that's compared with the same time last year. And that's higher than all other states except Colorado and North Dakota. That's also a much faster rate than in recent years. The 2012 private sector grew at 1.9%, and in 2011 it grew at 1.2%.
And as we first told you about yesterday morning at KTVN.com, a handful of new laws are taking effect in Nevada on the 1st of January, on Thursday. One of the most significant is the creation of the state's first court of appeals. The Intermediate Court is expected to reduce the backlog of cases before the state's Supreme Court. Another new law will require teens under 18 who apply for driver's licenses or learner permits prove they met the state's minimum school attendance requirements.
And looking to our community now, have you heard of Reno Provisions? They're new. They opened their doors in downtown Reno earlier this month, and they gave yesterday 2 sizable donations to 2 Northern Nevada profits. They did it yesterday, of course. Urban Roots, which helps educate people about healthy living while operating a teaching farm, and the Food Bank of Northern Nevada. They each received checks for $7,000.
Urban Roots, in my mind, is making farming being really cool and reminding kids of where food comes from and how to grow it and kind of make farming, being a farmer could be a phenomenal career. And also, Northern Nevada Food Bank obviously takes care of a lot of families and people in need around here. And they also educate a lot about what our food systems issues are.
All right. Also in the news, last weekend, members of the Washoe County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard traveled to New York City to be a part of the funeral ceremony for fallen officer Rafael Ramos, who was shot and killed with his partner Wen Jen Liu earlier this month. Deputy Sita Singh and Lieutenant Sandra Barboza flew out to Queens on Saturday, where 25,000 people gathered to pay their respects.
When an officer falls, you go to support that department, not only the family of the fallen officer, but for the entire department.
Meanwhile, Officer Liu's funeral is set for this weekend. The Washoe County Sheriff's Office has not yet been told if Honor Guard members are invited to that ceremony.
And Washoe County is seeking people interested in serving on the Regional Animal Services Kennel and Exotic Permit Board. Now, as of this morning, there are 2 seats open. Both have 4-year terms. And the openings are for the seat in Commission District 1, and the other one is for the at-large animal welfare seat. The deadline to apply is January 31st at 5 o'clock. We do have a link to the application on our website. Head to KTVN.com and click on the blue News Links button.
Hey, Snow Globe is on. The music festival is underway, bringing up to 15,000 people each of the next few days. You know, people come from all over the world to ring in the new year at Snow Globe. The city of South Lake Tahoe encourages people to have fun at the event, but also to be careful. The freezing temperatures raise the most concern.
And they're using 45 buses to get people in and out of the event safely, to prevent people from being exposed to the elements as much as possible.
Snow Globe has an estimated economic impact of $9 million at South Lake Tahoe. The music festival ends at 12:45 New Year's morning. They will play my favorite song.
Will they?
You can do better than that. Come on, do the... There you go.
I'm 100 years old. I grew up listening to disco.
Oh, yeah, those are the days. Oh, you kids missed out, huh? All right, coming up on Channel 2 News this morning.
What effects, speaking of music, what effects does music have on your kid? We're going to take a closer look in Health Watch.
I like that. Yeah, the Snow Globe Festival. It's going to be very cold out there. Temperatures only in the 20s today. And take a look at all of the winter road conditions. We'll check this out. Your radar, 7-day forecast, all coming up next.